Honor your mother and father. And I get this complaint all the time. Yeah, but I got a good friend that's a school teacher. She told me. She said, there are no yeah buts, there are only rabbits. There's no such thing as a yeah but. There's only a rabbit. My parents weren't good. And I'll give you the worst story I've ever heard. A friend, distant friend, came to me with tears. Said, I want to honor my mother and father, but how do I do it? She told me her story. My mother and father separated and divorced when I was 10. And at 12, my mother was taking me to see my father. My mother began to date someone else. My dad was very jealous. And so when my mother got out of the car to walk me to my dad's car, he pulled out a gun and shot her dead right in front of me. And he actually shot at this girl that was telling me the story. She ran. He dropped her mother right there with a bullet. Went down the road. 3 minutes later, police surrounded him, blew his head off. He lost two parents, 30 minutes. 12-year-old girl. Now, it's not going to get any worse than that for your mom and dad. That's as bad as it's going to get for a mom and dad. True story. And so I was stumped by that one. I said, well, let me pray and I'll ask God for wisdom. And you got to understand something about your mother and father. They were God's choice for you. See, you had nothing to do with that choice. I didn't ask for George and Edna Cahill to be my parents. I had nothing to do with that. Nothing. That was a sovereign choice. And the reason why that's so important to God is because that's the first sovereign choice He made for you in this dimension. See, He chose who your parents would be, not you. And when He chose your parents based on what He called them to be, what He told them to do, what He knew they could be and would be. And He chose the very best for you if they follow Him. But if they don't follow Him, then everything that falls out or comes from fallout of that will damage the next generation coming along. The Lord told me, tell her that I chose her parents based on what they could be, would be, and should be. If they'd follow me, they didn't follow me and it hurt her, but I'll heal her. That's what He said. They could have and would have and should have, but they didn't, and it hurt her. It wounded her deeply, but I will heal her hurt. And the Lord told me this, and I got to move on. The Lord said, now concerning your parents, because I buried my parents in 2014 and 17, both of them. Now they're gone. And He said, don't stop honoring your parents after they're gone. Honor them every day in your heart, because it'll go well with you and your days will be long upon the earth, because that's where family comes from. It's the sovereign choice God made for your parents. They may have not been the best parents. They may have been horrible parents. But He chose them based on what they could be, would be, and should be.